Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Love Island Games Season 2, and we have our first look, you guys, for the next episode. I think it's going to be episode 12, because technically episode 10 was Friday, but they count After Sun as an episode, which is a waste of time, which would be episode 11, so this will be episode 12. Nonetheless, only thing I saw was a clip of Chris and KK on After Sun, and I believe Mert and Celine are there as well. Well, I'm assuming that Mert is done with Lucinda and has seen the receipts of Lucinda and Isaiah. And also, y'all, why did KK and Chris, I don't know if they're still going to be together or not. I don't know if they hit the Fiji airport yet or not. However, on the After Sun episode, Chris now has a brace. Chris now has a brace over his finger, and I'm just confused as to why the brace was not there with him immediately as he was departing the villa. Make it make sense! But he said that he allegedly was trying to go back and forth with the medics, and he had so much adrenaline before the pain set in, and he was willing to continue, but they told him no. And I don't know if I agree with that, because I thought in the episode, I feel like we keep playing semantics here. Nonetheless, KK said that she wanted Chris to continue, and that for 250 thou wow, he could replace the finger. So anyways, into the first look. The first look picks up with the massacre that happened the other night, where Johnny and Tyreek, and really Kendall too, really just played in their women's faces in different ways. I feel like Tyreek and Kendall did more harm and did more damage. I feel like Johnny has been letting it known a little bit, right? I just don't think people seen firsthand how conniving he is. And I think Andrea might have been a little bit in denial, because Justine tried to warn her. A lot of the ladies tried to warn her that Johnny is who everybody said he is, right? I don't know. But Justine's crying because she can't believe she let Tyreek play her. And I like that she gathered all of the girls together, all of the ladies together, and said, listen, looky here. We've got to strategize. We got to lock in. It is no benefit to us if we are all fighting each other, if we are all against each other. We need to lock down, because here's the thing. These men are running game on all of us. These men are running game all of us. See, the difference between season 1 and season 2 is it wasn't this guys versus girls dynamic. If you were in certain couples, y'all were locked in. So if your couples were besties with each other, y'all were an automatic 4 or 6 or 8 alliance, right? It wasn't this, Kendall nonsense. I'm going to turn everybody in the villa against Gabby, so that if there's a duel situation and I end up safe, or somebody needs to vote to save between me and Gabby, I'm going to have the votes and Gabby won't. No. So I'm glad Justine peeped game that these men are out for self, right? Now, then you guys, everybody kind of is just waiting around to see what happens with the duel. But Casey and Nicola, I don't know if I buy this, but the whole conversation between them was like, oh, Really? That was the conversation, you guys. So I am not buying whatever they are trying to sell with Casey and Nicola. It is a scheme set up by production. It is a flat out scheme, because Andrea was heard in the girls' room saying that she finds Casey attractive. So I'm going to wait until I see a Casey and Andrea conversation before I make my determination to fall for the okie doke of Nicola and Casey, because I do not buy it for 1 second. This man is on his 4th show. He is looking on his 4th accomplice for his madness. Make it make sense, and your bestie is engaged. Your bestie, Tom, is engaged to Molly, and you are running on every single Love Island show. You're probably going to be on next season of Love Island Australia if this doesn't work out for you. Like, make it make sense! Then we get to Johnny and Gabby. They have their first conversation, y'all. And Johnny's like, listen, I'm here for the 250,000. Wow. I'm here to win. Gabby's like, I'm here to win too. But then Gabby says in the confessional, but listen, if there's a little hanky-panky as I get to this win as well, I'm down. Because it's not like Johnny is unattractive, right? He's something nice to look at. So if it leads to something else, I am down. Just get me that 250,000, right? Then, y'all, we get to the next day. We get to the next day, and there is a Tyreek and Justine conversation, y'all. There is a Justine and Tyreek conversation. Tyreek is trying to smooth things over with Justine. Justine's not hearing it. Justine's not featuring it. See, the problem with Tyreek's plan, his devious plan, was that he does not have a backup option for any of the ladies. Nobody else there is interested in him. So in order for this plan to work, Tyreek, you would have had to have a bombshell, whether it was Gabby or somebody else, come swoop you up. That didn't happen. So therefore, it is you and Justine right now stuck with each other till the next recoupling, but she sees right through you and she's not going to buy any apologies, any smoothing over. She's going to think you're full of it. She'll do what she needs to do in the meantime, in between time, so that y'all can win challenges, but she's done so. She's waiting for the next bombshell, or if Marvin still is around, maybe she'll try to, go link up with Marvin. Speaking of Marvin, there's a conversation between Sydney and Marvin, and she is claiming that the reason that she was crying her eyes out there when it was time to choose a male to save is because she was crying because she wanted to save Marvin. That's what it's giving. Because Marvin said that she wasn't crying about her ex, Zay, that she wasn't crying about saving Tyreek, but that she was crying for me? No. Is this production interference? Are these the influences that the Islanders are talking about? Sydney, can you blink twice if you were forced to save Tyreek because you knew, or production knew, allegedly, that Tyreek would not survive the public vote or any public vote from the American fan base? And this is the foolishness and the fugaziness I be talking about with Love Island, right? Because y'all do the same thing. Y'all pick certain Islanders that you want to make sure is protected from the American vote. Or have it to where you'll have it set up to where they should be vulnerable or they are vulnerable, but somehow mysteriously the Islanders save them. The Islanders save the person that deserves to be sent home by America. How does that work, production? What is the point of our vote? Then we have a conversation with Andrea and Johnny. And Andrea is pissed at Johnny and said that he bleeped things up for her. And then she also says that he bleeped things up for Marvin and Tyreek also. I kind of disagree there. Their issue, and I wish Johnny would have just told Andrea, the decision was based on the fact he was not confident in her abilities from a game perspective for him to win 250,000. Wow. That's all he has to tell her. But all of this other foolishness is unnecessary. You're not keeping it a buck. You don't care about her personality. You don't care if your conversations are not meaningful or anything else. You're only here for a couple of weeks. You're upset because her performance in these challenges are not up to par. Therefore, you had to jump ship. That's all you got to say. But he's all like, well, Andreina is taking it personally and da-da-da-da-da. Johnny, just tell her the truth. Just tell her you don't feel she's a strong enough competitor for y'all to win these challenges. Nothing to do with y'all personal relationship or y'all physical attraction. But when y'all start going into all this other stuff, oh, conversations with you are draining. Everything is superficial. There's nothing on a deep level. Da-da-da-da-da-da. No! No. The real is, you know that you are not seeing that money if she's your partner. And that's what you got to tell her. But tell her in a different way. Tell her in a nice way. Just tell her the moment that she said, just tell her words back to her. She said she's not, seeing anybody as competition. She's not going to try to look at anybody as any type of competition. She's just here for the love. You run that back to her and tell her, listen, looky here. That's great and all, but I'm a competitor. I don't have a situation where I don't see nobody as no competition. The competition is all here, and I need to be to the end to get to this money. I would have more respect if you just kept it a buck like that. But you're playing in her face too. So make it make sense. So then Ariana comes, before that, they get a text message during the day of 2 girls and 2 boys who are going to be entering in the duel. And I have a feeling who the 2 people are going to be. So Ariana comes in because we're doing a nightly duel. I feel like there's more duels than there are actual couple competitions. Make it make sense. How are there more duels and more competitions and make it make sense? So we had 4 females and 4 males that we had to vote for to save. And so 2 of those people on each side are saved by America. And then the other 2 on each side are going to participate in the duel. And basically, whoever wins out of the duel is safe. Now, here's what I think will happen. Because I don't think production is going to let both Justine and Gabby survive the American vote. I don't trust that. But what they will have is Justine and Andrea survive the American vote, is what I think has happened. And Gabby and Andreina will be in the duel. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? Because I feel like on the men's side, I feel like Kendall for sure had the least amount of votes. But the question is, who had enough votes to, basically avoid the duel? I feel like Josh is a lock to make it and survive America's vote because of the Andrea connection. Where it gets dicey is, did more people vote for Zay or did more people vote for Marvin? Now, I told y'all I voted to keep Marvin. Marvin got all 4 of my votes, right? I didn't vote for Josh, right? So, because I was thinking from a strategic perspective, what's Gucci, right? What's T, right? I felt like he had enough of the vote if there were a lot of people voting for Andrea, that they were probably voting for Josh. I saw some people voting for Andreina and Josh. I felt like Josh has enough for the American vote. Who is Kendall's opponent going to be? I feel like the vote is going to be between either Zay or Marvin. And 2 of the things can happen, right? Either people don't know Marvin enough to vote for him, which is why he didn't get a vote. He's too new. Or people are voting for Zay and Lucinda, and Zay has enough votes to avoid the duel. But that duel on the men's side is either Kendall versus Zay or Kendall versus Marvin. I feel like Josh got the American vote. I don't see a situation where it's Justine versus Gabby in the duel. I absolutely would be shocked. I would be completely shocked if that happens, because I feel like Justine has enough of the American votes to not have to see herself in a duel. Andreina, I think it's curtains. I think her and Kendall are up out of here, y'all. I think tonight's their last night. I think it is the end of the road. And I think either Gabby or Justine, they need to move towards Marvin. Hopefully Marvin, if he's in the duel, he survives the duel. Or hopefully he got that other America vote. But nonetheless, that's it. That's all. Es todos, es final, es finito for this video. It is the end of the road for this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.